Hello, my name is Clay Adams. I'm from Jal High School, and I'm going to be discussing my opinion on the repealment of the leading with the head rule in the NFL, NCAA, and high school organizations for football. In recent years, organizations such as the NCAA, NFL, and high school organizations have made it illegal to hit football players head to head in the sport of football. When I was a kid, I used to love seeing big hits on TV of the football players in college and the professionals. We used to watch YouTube videos for hours, afternoons, just watching other guys get hit around the field. Football has gotten progressively more strict with the hitting rule since the rise of concussions or claims of concussions have gone up. One problem with this rule and why it needs to be repealed is it's not fair for running backs. On offense, as a ball carrier, when you receive the handoff from a quarterback and you're running it up the middle, there's linebackers and linemen that outweigh you by over 100 pounds. And in order to get the proper leverage to run past them, you need to get low, which includes dropping your head sometimes in order to get the leverage to run over the defender. By not allowing a running back to do this, you're actually putting them at more risk of a neck injury by having their head up like such, which will bend their head back, causing their neck to break, which isn't good. A quote from former running back Marshall Faulk in the NFL says, "I'm not quite sure how I'd protect myself at times in the modern football with these rules." He means by not being able to duck his head and get the leverage to hit linebackers, he'd be put in danger at his position by the enforcement of this rule. This rule also changes the game. Football is a fast sport that requires a player to make decisions at a split second. And then again, it also requires referees to make decisions at a split second. By enforcing a new rule that has never before been used in football, you're making players change the way they think on the field, affecting their playing. It also makes the referees have to make more decisions than the complex rules that are involved in the sport. It makes players afraid to hit because of fines or ejection in the NCAA. In the NCAA, you can be ejected from a game for hitting head-to-head with another player. The fines in the NFL make the players wary because they get fined thousands of dollars if they hit head-to-head, which changes the game by making them play slower and can actually cause the outcome of a game to be different because now receivers aren't afraid to go up for balls because they know that defensive backs won't hit them as hard. Concussions are actually caused not by trauma to the head, but by your brain hitting the wall of your head. So it's just as dangerous of getting concussions whether you're hit head-to-head or in the stomach, because when you hit the ground, your head hits the ground, and as your head stops movement, your brain hits the skull and causes bruising, which is the cause of a concussion. So really, whether you hit head-to-head or not, concussion percentages are going to be just as high. Changing the rules of the sport essentially make football a different sport, and it shouldn't be done because you just need to be able to go out there and play. You shouldn't be restricted on what you can and can't do. You know the risks of playing when you put on the helmet, and you shouldn't have to rethink, is it okay for me to hit this guy now? You should just be able to go. And that is why in the sport of football, it's actually more harmful to enforce the head-to-head contact rule than it is helpful.